On October 15th, 1947, a country was divided and turned into two nations. The Indian subcontinent was partitioned into India and Pakistan. It was intended that Hindus, Muslims, and Christians would live peacefully together in this region without any conflict. However, this separation failed to bring about any form of peace among the people of the subcontinent. Shortly after the partition of India and Pakistan, the world witnessed some of the most catastrophic religious, sectarian, and communal conflicts among various groups. The new border that was formed between the two countries became one of the bloodiest borders in the world. It is said that 14 to 15 million people migrated from India to Pakistan or vice versa. The death toll during the early days of the conflict reached horrifying numbers. Around 1 million people lost their lives. But the story didn't end there. These two countries went to war with each other 4 more times, and border clashes between them have continued for a long time. Over the years, deep mistrust has developed between the two nations, and both peoples have grown to harbor intense hatred toward one another. So much so that whenever a terrorist act occurs on the soil of either country, India and Pakistan blame each other. From bombings, kidnappings, and train derailments to armed attacks on hotels. Such incidents are frequent in both countries, and each one holds the other responsible. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, known to the world as Mahatma Gandhi, was a simple man with a powerful message: fight injustice without violence. After years of standing up to racism in South Africa, he returned to India and became the face of the freedom struggle. His honesty, courage, and belief in nonviolence won the hearts of millions. At his side were 2 other key leaders: Jawaharlal Nehru, a passionate, modern thinker who dreamed of a free and equal India, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah, a skilled lawyer and powerful voice for the rights of Muslims. In the early days, they stood shoulder to shoulder with Gandhi, united in one goal: to end British rule. In 1920, Gandhi launched the non-cooperation movement. He asked Indians to stop buying British goods, to leave British-run schools and offices, and to stop obeying unfair laws. The idea was simple: if millions stopped cooperating, the British would have no choice but to leave. Even though the movement had to be stopped after a violent incident, it showed how united the people had become. Then came the Salt March in 1930. Gandhi walked 240 miles to the sea to make salt, something the British had made illegal without paying a tax. This peaceful protest kicked off the civil disobedience movement, and people all over the country joined in, refusing to follow British rules. The world started paying attention to India's fight for freedom. During World War II, in 1942, Gandhi called for the British to quit India. It was his clearest, loudest demand yet. The British responded by jailing him and many other leaders. But the people kept rising. It was clear the British could no longer rule without facing constant resistance. Alongside Gandhi's non-violent struggle, there were leaders who believed that British colonial rule could only be overthrown by force. Subhas Chandra Bose, was one of the most determined among them. A strong nationalist, Bose rejected the idea that freedom could be won by peaceful means alone. He believed that an armed revolution was necessary. During World War II, Bose escaped British surveillance and made his way to Germany, where he sought support from Adolf Hitler.
We are now living in a period which is pregnant with immense possibilities. This is an opportunity which is rare in the history of a nation, which we cannot afford to lose, which India will not lose. Every commodity in this world has its price. So also has freedom. I appeal to you to be ready to pay the price of freedom, which is service and suffering.
With German help, he formed the Free India Legion, made up of Indian prisoners of war. Later, he traveled to Southeast Asia, where he took command of the Indian National Army, INA, a force that fought alongside Japanese troops in an attempt to liberate India from the east. His famous slogan, "Give me blood and I will give you freedom," became a rallying cry for many. But Bose's campaign came to an abrupt and tragic end. In August 1945, shortly after Japan surrendered in World War II, Bose reportedly died in a plane crash in Taiwan. The aircraft he was traveling in crashed shortly after takeoff, and he suffered severe burns. He was taken to a hospital, but did not survive. By 1946, things had reached a boiling point. A British plan to form a united government failed, and Direct Action Day led to terrible violence between communities. The country was deeply divided, and the British realized they couldn't hold on much longer. In June 1947, Lord Mountbatten, the last British viceroy, announced that Britain would leave sooner than planned. And just 2 months later, on August 15, 1947, India finally became a free nation.
1947, the great symbol of the British Empire came down for the last time, to be replaced by the banner of the new Indian government.
These moments weren't just protests, they were acts of courage, of unity, and of belief in a better future. Led by Gandhi, Nehru, Jinnah, and countless everyday people, India's fight for freedom became one of the most powerful stories in history. India finally became free from British rule. But that freedom came with a heavy cost. The people of India, Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs, had lived together for centuries. But when it came time to decide the future, deep disagreements led to a painful decision: to divide the country. A new nation called Pakistan was created for Muslims. India would remain home to people of all faiths, but with a Hindu majority. The land was split quickly, and millions of people found themselves on the wrong side of the new borders. Families were forced to leave their homes. Trains and roads were packed with refugees. Violence broke out in many places, especially in Punjab. People were attacked just because of their religion. Many never made it to safety. In the chaos, over 15 million people had to move, and up to 2 million may have died. Soon after, India and Pakistan went to war over Kashmir, a conflict that still continues. India had won its freedom, but the people were left with deep wounds that would take generations to heal.